Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it's good night now, almost. I am just another tinfoil hat's mom, mother, whatever you want to say. You can call me Lori. You can call me LA. You probably could even call me Zelia's mom. A lot of people do that. Just don't call me late for dinner. I don't like that. Thank you for all the questions. You make the show go. I've got nothing for you if you wouldn't have submitted the questions, I guess, except maybe my story, which I'm going to get to in a moment. First, I want to also say thank you for all the compliments. That was so unsolicited and so nice. So thank you. That was really sweet of all of you. And nobody said anything negative, so thanks. Also, there's one question I have to get to before any of the other ones. Someone asked if it's hard to be beautiful. I think you could probably answer that question because you subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel, so you are beautiful yourself. So you just answered your own question. I don't know. I don't think it's hard to be beautiful. All right, moving along. Let's just get through these questions so that I can get this video posted. First question, Zelia's costume shop address. It is an Etsy shop and it is called The Cheshire's Hat. It's mainly costumes. She started it in 2015. She does very well in her shop. She sells a lot of costumes for cons like anime conventions and so forth. Number two, plans to present at any conventions this year. I don't think so. Not anymore this year. Maybe in the upcoming year, a year from now, within that year, maybe. She has been very busy, so, you know, and she loves writing. She does get a little nervous when she presents a little bit, so, but she's very good at it. And I don't know. I'll have to ask her. We'll see. Yet to be determined. We'll go with that answer. Okay, the third question, I'm going to quickly try to tell the story of the UFO encounter that I had when I was 12. I'm from a large family. I'm the second youngest of 9 kids. I'm the 7th daughter of 7 girls. And our household was always kind of a little chaotic when I was growing up. In the summer, I like to stay up by myself. I don't know how I got the living room to myself, but somehow I managed to always secure the living room and the TV. And I like to watch any of those weird little, I like Bonanza, Gunsmoke. They were always on late at night in the summer. This particular summer was Alias Smith and Jones. And so I was watching this show. I think it started at 10:30. It was done at 11:30. And for whatever reason, I don't know if I saw something out of the window or if I just decided to look out the window. Either way, I saw what I thought was the moon coming towards the house, coming towards me. It just was, you know, it looked like the moon coming closer and closer. And I knew the moon couldn't move that way. It never moved that way. So it didn't make sense. And then as it got closer, actually, it looked like it was kind of disappearing, like things were going in front of it, or it was just kind of like disintegrating maybe in a way. And then after that, I really don't know. I don't really remember what happened except for the fact that one of my older sisters came downstairs, or I went upstairs, or we met halfway, and she had asked me if I had seen that too, and I did, and we didn't really talk about it. We didn't go and tell anybody else in the household. We just went to bed, which was kind of an odd thing to do after seeing, you know, something as strange as that. And I didn't really call it a UFO at the time. I guess I didn't really necessarily think that much about UFOs. Like I said, I just thought it was the moon, even though I knew it couldn't be the moon. And this person also wants to know if there were any synchronistic or unusual phenomena at the same time. Anyway, well, the house that I was living in at the time with my family did have paranormal activity. I guess people would call it ghostly activity or poltergeist activity. We would hear disembodied voices. Things would fall off shelves and break. The bed in a particular bedroom, and in only one bedroom, the bed would shake, sometimes so violently that it would kind of be off the bed frame. So that was going on at the time. Also, a year later, though, the same sister, and she and I actually both have birthdays. Her birthday is she was born in 1955. I was born in 1966. And it seems like I recall somewhere hearing that those, a repeated double digit like that, can kind of be associated with paranormal activities. So I don't know if that's it or not, but she did the following summer. She wasn't living there, and she was living in a different apartment in the same town, my hometown. And she came over the next morning, and she said that she had seen me during the night in her apartment. She said that she was sleeping, then she woke up and she sat up in her bed, and she said she was awake. She knew she was awake. And I was sitting next to her bed, and she said that she asked me, "Oh, Lori, what are you doing here?" And then all she remembers is a light, like the light came on, and then I was gone. So make of that what you will. Okay, let's see. Is there any connection between this sighting and Zelia's interest in the paranormal? Probably. I think all of these events that I experienced growing up, you know, kind of made me have an interest in it later in life. So, and as I, you know, got older as a child too. So I think probably that could have affected her in that way. And then do I believe it was a nuts and bolt UFO? I don't know. I didn't know what it was. And I guess that's a question, isn't it? What is it? What was it? And I know, you know, that's part of Zelia's research, is that she's trying to see if she can find an answer, see if she can, you know, build a connection, which, you know, I think she's done to a certain degree with some of her theories. But that's the answer. I don't know. I don't know what it was. And then let's see. Is Zelia planning on writing any more books? She is currently 100,000 words into her second book. It is not the same subject as her first book. So it's not about the cases that she covers on this YouTube channel. It's kind of unexpected, I think, for her to be writing about this. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not. When it comes out, you'll have to judge for yourself. I'm very interested in this book coming out because she's taking a new approach to a subject that has been covered in a number of other books, kind of in movies a little bit. This is based on a true event. And I guess I should stop talking now because she doesn't want people to know. She doesn't want people to guess. So, all right. What was Zelia like as a child? Of course, she was very curious. She was very talkative. She learned to talk very, very young. And she just was wonderful. I mean, I was so lucky, and I am so lucky to be her mom, as, you know, the same with her other sisters. They just were a pleasure, and they still are. And, you know, it's like, it's kind of bittersweet as a parent when you look back on the days that have been, but at the same time, you know, it's great now. I mean, she's a young adult and she's excelling at everything she's doing, and it's just, I'm so proud to see that as her mom. I don't want to start crying. Okay, what's Zelia's eye color? Her eye color is the same as mine, the same as her two sisters. It's kind of like a gray-green blue, I would say. It kind of reflects whatever color is surrounding her. We've tried to guess, you know, what would we call the color of our eyes? Like on my driver's license, or anytime you have to ask, you know, answer your eye color, well, what is it? And especially when you're only given, you know, choices of blue and green. So maybe teal. I think someone once said, oh, your eyes are teal. So I guess if we need an answer, we'll go with teal. Okay, how to get a signed copy of her book? I don't know. I'll have to ask her. She's coming home Friday. So I'll have some questions that she's going to have to answer herself, and we will get back to you. Okay, photos of 8-year-old Zelia with Linda Godfrey. Oh my gosh, if only I had known to take photos. I have a photographic memory of that day. Like, I will never forget that day. Her two younger sisters came along. Of course, Zelia was the one that was really interested. I was interested too. And it was such a fun day. And at the end of the presentation, Linda Godfrey asked if anyone knew what a cryptozoologist was. And of course, Zelia raised her hand. She gave a great answer. Linda Godfrey, and all her, such a graceful woman. She just had such a way about her that just, you know, is uncommon in people and definitely missed. And she just was so impressed. She wrote about Zelia in her blog at the time, and if her blog is still there, I don't know. I printed it up. It's somewhere with all my memoirs. So, yeah, it was a great day. So, but no pictures. Sorry. Have I ever heard of Michael Talbot? I just looked him up, and I think I'm going to learn more about him. So, thank you for bringing him to my attention. Did my interest ever extend to Dogman, etc.? And would I like to have a sighting? Oh my gosh, who wouldn't? Like, I mean, I guess there's some people who wouldn't. Yeah, that's true. My 2 younger daughters would not like to have a sighting. They definitely have extended to other cryptids, other paranormal creatures. I do remember when Linda Godfrey first broke the story about Dogman in 1989. It was between Christmas and New Year's in 1989, and I was living in Green Bay. And I saw the article, I read the article in the paper, and I had to just put it away and forget about it because I didn't want my world to change like that. I wasn't ready for that at that time. And obviously since then, yes, I'm interested in all of them, all facets of the paranormal. I mean, I can't think of one that I would say, I don't know about that one. And yes, I would love to see one of them. Dogman, Bigfoot. You know, I know a lot of people are really, not melancholy, but disturbed, I guess, by sightings when they've had sightings, just because they say that they're embarrassed to come out and say that they've seen this cryptid, and they face a lot of ridicule from even people that know them and love them. So as far as that goes, I'm sorry that that's happened to those people, but I don't keep secrets very well. So if it did happen, the world would know. Probably Zelia first, though, of course. Okay. Let's see. I'm sorry. I don't have my reading glasses on. Will she speak at the Mothman Festival? Well, I think that just happened. She didn't this year. Obviously, she knows a lot about the Mothman. John Keel, I mean, definitely influenced her. So there's a chance maybe some year she will. But yeah, I think, you know, she likes to kind of focus on the lesser known stories, obviously, a lot of ones that people have never heard of. So being that the Mothman is so popular, I think that's why she's kind of steered away from it a little bit. Okay, let's see. How much did I help Zelia develop her brand? Well, I should ask her because, yes, I helped her with the name. I guess I helped her as far as, like, you know, exposing her to some of this as she was growing up. And of course she was a kid, so she couldn't drive. So I was the driver, but I also enjoyed it. So, you know, I wasn't always just doing it for her. I mean, I was doing it for myself too. You know, every time we went to see Chad Lewis, I know he would always joke about how I knew the presentation better than he did because we went to all of his presentations that we could. So, you know, I think as far as that goes, maybe that helped develop her brand because she was exposed to them. So that kind of influenced her with, you know, the authors that she was exposed to. Of course, with the name, I do remember her saying that, you know, well, I don't want to just be another tinfoil hat. And I just thought, well, that's a great name. Just another tinfoil hat. And it stuck. So there you have it. How did Zelia get interested in the paranormal? I think I kind of answered that. I guess if you want a specific time where I remember where she really started to get interested in it was probably when I introduced her to Bigfoot and we watched the Patterson-Gimlin footage, and I hadn't seen it probably since I was a kid, I'm guessing. And at that time they had stabilized some of the frames, so it was a lot clearer, and I actually started watching it, introducing her to this, thinking that, oh, this is going to be a fun thing. It's not going to be scary because it's not real. There's no way. And then I remember after that, I was like, whoa, this could exist. It could be real, because I don't know how at that time they could have faked that, even though there are people that I know and love today, and they're just like, oh, it's fake and this is why. But I'm still not convinced that it's fake. And until I have definite proof, I think it was something real, not someone in a costume. I think those are all the questions. If I've missed one, call me out, because I really wanted to answer everyone's questions, because I really appreciate you sending them in. And Zelia will be back next week with a new video. So until then, keep an eye out. And if you What does she say again? See, I should know this by now. If you like this video and want to see more of them except with Zillia, not me, then click the like button and please subscribe. Until then, do we